On the anniversary of the sinking of the Titanic, I actually wanted to look at the newsreel that shows the survivors coming into New York from 1912. Now, the thing about this newsreel is that I'm not sure that people realize that a lot of the footage that they see is from this newsreel. Um, So it starts out, it shows Captain Smith. Of course, Captain Smith is gone at this point. It actually is from when he was on the Olympic, and they were there's in fact there's footage that has like these scratches like above his head and everything. They were trying to show this ship as the RMS Titanic. And RMS Titanic had already left, and they didn't have a chance to actually do like a newsreel footage deal for RMS Titanic, but they had done one for Olympic with Captain Smith. So when you see those scratch marks, that's from 1912. I've seen a lot of people online that are saying that people of today have messed with this reel. Nope, that's total 1912. No, nobody today has messed with it. But because these two were sister ships, nobody would have known the difference. So, but anyway, so it starts off this newsreel starts off showing Captain Smith, and then it goes into talking about other things, such as there was a ship that went out trying to find the iceberg. Now, I have also seen cabinet cards talking about, they said that there was like a strip of color on an iceberg. And so they tried to find the culprit that had sunk Titanic. And and everything. So it goes into that, and then it goes into showing this press boat, the American press boat that went out to meet with Carpathia, filled with journalists and photographers eager to meet the Titanic survivors. Um, and then, of course, it um, shows the Carpathia coming in, and these survivors that are just they're wrapped up, and they have their hands and legs and feet wrapped and everything. And of course, it has that footage of the crewmen with life belts kind of laughing it up for the camera and everything. And so that segment is from this newsreel, and it has a bunch of other stuff as well. And so um, the thing about it is, during this time, of course, once the survivors came in to New York on the Carpathia, they're in shock. You know, you got to put yourself into their shoes. So when you're watching this, they become celebrities overnight. I mean, people were intrigued by this even back then. They were writing hero songs for Captain Smith. I mean, it was like within a year he had there was that statue erected for him. And So, because he went down with the ship like a captain is supposed to. And they're making all these stories about this and all of that. They found their heroes, they found their demons. There's of course stories about the money boat. These aristocrats were in a boat together, in a lifeboat together, and didn't go to help anybody, you know. And so they were demonized, not as much as Bruce Ismay. Now, I've talked about how Hearst had it out for Bruce Ismay, but I will say that those aristocrats who were in the money boat, uh, their reputation was smeared big time. Um, there were a lot of people who just did not want to be in the spotlight. They wanted to move on with their lives. I can't even imagine the PTSD that they suffered because of this. And I mean, just anyway, so that's something that you have to think about. You know, when they're coming into New York, and then the next thing you know, they're being roped um into these inquiries to find out what happened, which it's important that they find out what happened, of course, but it was like immediately after such a tragedy like that. Um, and I did find a blog that shows a lot of pictures, which are pictures that I actually used for this. And one that I had never seen before was of a Titanic survivor signing autographs. Now, in my lifetime, they had conventions because, of course, Robert Ballard had found the Titanic and at the bottom of the ocean. And so they had these conventions, these Titanic conventions. And so the survivors that were still alive would come to these conventions. And of course, people were saw them as like Hollywood celebrities and were asking for autographs, autograph my copy of A Night to Remember, that sort of thing. But the idea of them signing autographs in 1912, I just never really thought of it. So so I will have that blog in the description box. I will, of course, have the newsreel in the description box for you. And I will also put the footage of Titanic leaving Southampton, even though I didn't talk about it. So anyway, I will close up here.